I guess to start, Coach, your impressions about the receivers coming out of the spring, just as far as the work that was done on the practice field.
It was good. I think first of all, it starts off with the attitude. I thought the attitude was right. The attack has been there since I've gotten here. In the spring we went through some ups and downs, some guys being out at times and all that, and we battled. I think the group did a good job of coming together, battle out of spring. But now, as we got into the summer, we're full speed ahead and ready to go. We got all our guys back. Not only the guys that were a little banged up at different times, but we got guys back who were in other sports this spring too. So to have our full group going to training camp and us being in a really good spot, I'm really excited to see the competition come together.
I think the turnover in the room was considerable. I mean, obviously you're new to the room,
Yeah.
but how have you seen guys acclimate to what you're teaching, the new scheme, just kind of broadly?
You see guys that are buying in every day. The guys that we brought in since I've gotten here, the veteran guys that we needed to add to the group to add some experience, those guys have done a great job of leading our room since they've gotten here, and they've hit the ground running right away. And that's exactly what we want. We want to identify guys that will be able to do that. And then our young guys, they have older experienced guys in that room now for them to be able to look up to and, and have to show them the way, to say the least. So they've done a good job responding to it, but I'm super excited about where we are overall, man. And our guys, they haven't flinched one bit, since I've gotten here. They've been open to me, been all in with me, and we try to do a good job of making sure we stay that way.
It seems like Duce has put a lot on film. Squirrel, obviously, a ton. I mean, one of Tennessee's probably top receivers on their all-time list, and Gavin, a guy when healthy, has been very effective. What have those three guys brought in terms of maybe work ethic, setting a standard, and then kind of showing the room what's needed too?
Just being vets, understanding what it takes to be good at this level. They've all played a lot of football, all been at this level a long time. So the little things, when you're talking about not having to chase behind them to make sure they're where they're supposed to be when we're out on the field, them being locked in, not only when it's their time to go, but being mentally locked in, watching and helping coach our younger guys. So, that's exactly what you want out of a veteran group, and those guys have been giving us that and more. And I'm looking forward to watching them in training camp, just be able to take their games to the next level and be able to help our young guys come along as well.
Let's talk about the young guys. I mean, I think there's what, 5
there's
second-year guys?
A lot of them.
If you include Makai, right, as a running back turned receiver, how do you want to evaluate them? You got some guys who, like BJ, played some baseball, Makai ran some track, but I mean, how do you start to evaluate what they can give you?
I think just the number one thing is just now that they're all here consistently and they're going to be available to start camp, just showing improvement every day, seeing them get themselves better every day and adapting to competition. We're going to do a lot of different things during training camp and moving them around in different positions because we want our guys to be overall receivers. There's certain things some guys are going to specialize in that others won't, but overall, man, we want our guys to be able to do everything. So we're going to put them in some challenging situations throughout camp, and we're just going to watch how they respond to them. And once they show that they can get past that point, we'll feel really good when we got to go out and compete against somebody else.
Squirrel was obviously a little bit banged up during the spring.
Yep.
Since then, it seems like he's put on some really good weight.
Who's that?
Squirrel White.
Okay, yeah.
He's put on some good weight since the spring. It seems like he's gotten back to himself. What do you see from him this camp again?
Oh, man, he fast. He fast. You see his speed that stands out in anything that we do, even if it's a conditioning run. With our strength coaches, you watch that speed and it's natural. Him running fast comes easy to him, and that stands out big time. So we're excited to have that in our offense.
And obviously a couple of additions to the room since the spring. Gavin Blackwell coming in, also Tariq Mallory and Golding.
Yeah.
They've only been here for a short amount of time, but just what have you seen from him so far?
Well, Gavin, we talked about him a little bit. Just Gavin's a veteran, so he's been in college football at this level for a long time. So just him being able to show his experience and how he operates every day, that's something that stood out to us and something that our group needed more of. So very pleased with him. And Tariq has done a good job since he's gotten here of just getting acclimated to college and getting acclimated to college football. He's done a really good job of responding in that way too. So who else did you ask about? I missed.
Tariq Mallory and Gavin.
That was it, just Tariq. All right. Make sure I didn't miss anybody.
Duce with that frame. I mean, he seems like a guy who's really physical in some of that tight coverage situation. Like how has he shown that to you maybe in spring, and then what do you think he can do out there?
Yeah, there were some times in spring ball where he did a really good job making contested catches, and that's something that he's going to have to do at a very high level, in our offense. So, I think he's up to the challenge. Duce is a guy that he's a workaholic, and not only from a physical standpoint, but just studying his opponents and all that. That's something he really takes control of himself, and I've been very pleased with just his work ethic on and off the field right now. It's been really good, but the definitely contested catch is going to be something he had to do at a high clip, and I got the utmost confidence he'll be able to do that.
The three oldest guys that you have in that room are going into their first year at Florida State, and you've got a bunch of young guys that are obviously still coming along in their careers. Who this offseason has kind of developed into the oldest guys that are becoming leaders for the wide receivers?
Duce and Squirrel, definitely guys that have done a great job of leading. When you watch them work and when you watch how our younger guys respond to them, you wouldn't know that they were guys that just got here this past spring. So I think just them being able to operate every day and build confidence in the guys, but also earn the respect of the guys that were here is something big. But that's exactly what we wanted when we set out to go find some veteran, experienced players.
I know Jalen Lucas isn't necessarily a receiver, but I mean, what he can do as far as finding openings in defenses and
Jalen's done a really good job as a receiver. I guess I know his skill set. He can be used in a lot of different ways in our offense. But he's done a really good job when he had to be at the receiver position. He's done a really good job of showing that he can do everything that it takes to play at a high level at that position. So